Welcome to Good Riddance Funerals, Mrs. Thompson. Do sit down.
Actually, I prefer Miss Walters.
Of course, here at Good Riddance it is your comfort first. Was that your maiden name?
Yes,
And you're looking to bury a Mr. Thompson?
that's right. May I say, Good Riddance. It's an unusual name.
Yes, well, we're like other funeral directors in that we take care of the flowers, gravestones and all that, but our big critical difference, our USP if you will, is we do it honestly. If you didn't respect them in life, why would you in death?
I see.
Now, you wouldn't be here unless Mr. Thompson had wronged you in some way.
There was someone else.
Of course there was. Who was this whore who led your husband away from the marital bed?
My sister, Eileen.
Good God, no.
Yes, he said she reminded him of me.
And that was meant to make you feel better? Men are weak, Miss Walters, but your sister should have controlled herself.
She's always been bitterly jealous of me because
You are a very striking woman.
Thank you. Eileen has very big front teeth.
So what are we talking? A one-off drink and drug-fueled 3-day weekend romp? Or a full-blown lust-charged affair that dragged on in seedy regional hotel chains under false names for years?
They admitted it had gone on for a long time.
And you discovered their little, we won't call it a relationship.
Yes, they said they were very sorry.
Of course they did. And as the innocent, doting, loyal wife, you knew your only option was to forgive and forget.
Exactly. It was all such a long time ago.
But you can't forget, can you? You can't put it out of your mind. All you can think about is them together, writhing in ecstasy, that chipmunk nibbling on his...
Please!
Now, Miss Walters.
I found it impossible to forgive. Is that awful?
The other day, we buried a payday loan shark. Do you know what his children asked to be spelt in flowers in the hearse for all the world to see?
Dad?
Psycho.
Goodness!
It was exquisitely arranged in contemporary foliage. Al Bernard does a lovely cheat in fuchsias.
Oh, yes, that's perfect. But is it really okay to admit that I still hate Brian?
Of course. You're caught up in the tired conventions around death. Why would you say lost my dear darling when you mean finally got the twisted old Burke off your hands?
I've long wanted Brian Thompson off my hands.
That's the spirit. Now, have you given any thought to the wording on the gravestone?
I'm a bit stuck on beloved husband, much admired, a good man. In Brian's case, all quite misleading.
Well, let's see. Apart from his despicable indiscretions with old Bucktooth, what else was he up to?
Nothing, as far as I know.
Oh, it's always worse than you think. What was his line? Drug cartels? Fraud? One-armed bandits?
We don't know any one-armed bandits.
You sound like you're defending him, Miss Walters.
It's just the picture you're trying to paint doesn't sound like Brian. It's too...
Tame?
exciting.
So as far as you're aware, there's no evidence he was a crook?
He was once caught doing 33 in a built-up area.
It would be overreacting to put that on the gravestone.
Yes, he just paid the on-the-spot fine.
If not a crook, then think. Who was this man Thompson?
I'd say a chinless...
Yes.
Bigoted...
Good.
curtain-twitching...
Very good.
penny-pinching, narrow-minded, narrow-shouldered...
Okay.
piggy-eyed, balding little runt of a man.
Excellent. Now boil that right down for me to the essence of the man.
Maybe something like this. Irritable, petty and bigoted, narrow-shouldered Brian Thompson is a chinless, cheating twerp.
Was.
Yes, soon will be.
Soon? Surely he is already the late Mr. Thompson.
Not exactly.
He's either dead or he isn't.
Technically, he's still alive.
Is he on his deathbed?
Not as yet.
In poor health?
If we're being very precise, no.
What are you doing here then?
That was the other reason for my approaching you. Of course, there's Eileen, too.
Oh, no.
I was thinking to make it look like a double suicide.
Good God, no! Our terms and conditions are very clear. For legal reasons and in the interests of maintaining high standards of practice, not to mention our professional reputation, we're unable to assist in the bringing about of the funerals of any individuals, however hideous, heinous and unquestionably deserving they are. We can only become involved once the person is deceased, past that is without breath, heartbeat or any chance of sudden revival. Namely, they are quite unarguably dead.
That's a shame. But I suppose there's always plan B.
What's plan B?
Divorce.
Get out! Get out of this office at once!
What?
Marriage, Miss Walters, is a sacred institution!